friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sewing up the Pastry Shop Block of the Month, Month 8 little cornerstone blocks. They're gonna look like this right here. So we're nearly there with this quilt. As you can see, I've got all my blocks on the wall behind me. They're so pretty and I can't wait to finish this. I'm sorry I'm a little bit behind with this. I know this came out late October. I was gone at a retreat, and then I came back, and then a week later pretty much went to quilt market. And then when I was at quilt market, I got a little head cold and I came back and I felt like horrible. So I've been working really hard to get this done and get this out to you guys. So I apologize, it's a little bit late. This is part one. I'm going to break this up into two pieces because these little blocks, they're going to take a long time. It took me 2 days just to cut all the fabric. There's hundreds of pieces for these little blocks. There's 36 of these guys. I'm going to show you how to do one today, and then I'm going to leave you on your own to sew the rest. I've gotten about half of them done, so I need to finish sewing them as well. So I'm going to break this up, like I said, into two parts. Today's part one. We're working on these. And then part two, I will show you the quilt with the sashing and everything all put together with the cornerstones, and then see what we need to do next for the rest of the quilt. And that should be coming here in about a week, the finishing instructions. And then our top will be done. And I'm really excited to see this done. Not only is it going to be gorgeous, it's going to be a really good size quilt. Perfect for your bed or whatever for the Christmas holidays or a gift. The other thing that I'm excited about is that once we finish this quilt in December, we're going to have a table runner and a zipper pouch to work on. That was part of this. If you remember way back from the beginning, we got extra fabrics for those things. So I'm super excited about that as well, because it's going to be fun to have a couple small projects after doing this whole big, huge quilt. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and get sewing these blocks, because they're going to take us a little bit. Okay, so here's all my pieces laid out for one block. I'm going to do, well, half of them for one block. I'm going to do one with you and let you do all the rest yourself. There are 36 setting blocks, so it's going to take a bit because there's hundreds of pieces here. I think I added it all up and I can't remember the exact total right now, but with all these pieces, it was a lot. So let me think. I think it was, I don't even know. Anyway, it was a lot of pieces, and you guys know because you probably cut it all. So we're going to do one block together, and I'm going to let you do all the other 35 blocks on your own. And then this will be part one, and then part two I'll come back and I'll show you my quilt top sash and everything else. But we'll talk about the sashing pieces and all that after we're done here. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do, and this is going to be the same on the red as it is the green and the red are done in the exact same manner, is we're going to start by adding a square to the top of each of these, and we're going to sew from the top right to the middle left. Okay, so top right to middle left. So we're going to do that first. You can draw a line on all these if that makes you feel better. That will take a really long time with all these pieces, so I'm just using the seam guide tape that I have right here on my machine. For small pieces like this, that's what I use. I can't imagine drawing a line on the back of 288 1.5 inch squares. So, okay. So those two are done, and like I said, they're both done the same way. So I'm gonna that little thread, cut these apart. Now, if you're making all of these at the same time, which I definitely recommend chain piecing here, you'll want to chain piece all of them. It's going to take you a while. Yeah, so just be prepared that you're not going to get this done in one shot. It's going to take probably hours, if not several days, because there's so many blocks. There's 36 blocks, and like I said, hundreds of pieces here we're sewing together. So go ahead and finger press these. I'm just going to finger press these for now, and then I will come back and press them in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and attach the other piece. It's not going to get in the way of this because we're sewing it the exact same way. we're sewing it from the to the top right or the middle right to the bottom left. Okay, so they're not going to overlap. It's not like a flying geese. We're not making flying geese. So I'm going to sew from here to here on both these pieces again. And then we'll just press them at the same time just to save a little time here. Okay, there's one. Let's do the second one here. Okay, I'm gonna cut that apart. And again, if you're making all of these at once, I would recommend chain piecing, because even with the chain piecing, this is gonna take quite a while. Although maybe you're faster than me, maybe it won't take you as long as me. Nope, that didn't quite stitch right there. I'm gonna fix that. Okay. It took me a couple days just to cut all this out, but I do admit that I'm a very slow cutter because I am very OCD and I like my fabrics to be cut as close to perfect as possible. I know nothing's perfect, but so it does take me a while to cut. And I do apologize for the delay. I know these came out in October, so you guys might already be done with these, and that's totally fine. I had a bunch of trips in October, and then from one of the trips I got really sick when I got back. And I got sick to the point where I was in bed for about a day and a half, which is not like me at all. I am not a bed person. I am a get up and do a bunch of work down here in my studio person. And then after that, I sort of had a brain fog for a bit. I was really having trouble getting back into the swing of things. So I definitely feel like I'm back into the swing now, which is good since it's almost holiday time and I got stuff to do. Got holidays to prepare for, my family, got a retreat coming up and all the things. And of course, finishing this quilt and the couple other extra projects that we have from Pastry Shop after we're done with the quilt top. We've got still a table runner to make and a zipper pouch. And I'm excited to make those things and also finish this quilt top. So we got to get cracking here. Or I have to get cracking. You guys might be done already. All right. So after you've made all of your red and green pieces, you're going to attach the 1.5 by 2.5 inch strips, background strips, to the right hand side of all these pieces. And it doesn't matter which color, they're all going to go to the right hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And these are called the twirling sashing posts blocks. And they are cornerstone posts. And they kind of go together like a pinwheel. They just don't, they're not the typical pinwheel with the half square triangles, but they're really pretty. So I'm excited to get these done now and start getting this quilt together. Now, I know we're already in November. Like I said, I know I'm a little behind, but for this month, which actually should be coming here in probably, I'd imagine, about a week, we'll get the finishing instructions, and I believe all that's going to be left is just putting on one last like outer border. So that should go fairly quickly, and then we can start the table runner and zipper pouch that was planned for us. And I really like doing small projects after we finish a large project. It's kind of a palette cleanser. Get your head clear to start another quilt, right? Doing small projects. It's nice to finish some things really quickly after you've done things that take a long time. So that's going to be fun. And we're going to have some beautiful finished projects here for Christmas. Whether you give them as a gift or keep them for yourself, it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so there we have our two of our pieces, our units. So we're going to start assembling this. Now, I've already got my other ones done here, just to save some time. So we're going to do this just like a pinwheel. So every other piece, we're going to put those together, is going to turn in a different direction from the last, just like a pinwheel block is made. So we're going to go around like that, just like a pinwheel. So I'm going to connect these two, sew these two, and then we'll put the rows together. And I think I'm going to press them all towards the red fabric. That way when we put these two rows together, they nest really nicely. Okay, there we go. Finger press those and give those a press with the iron. Now I promise it won't take as long for me to get to part 2 of this. I'm going to get this whole quilt top laid out. I still have to finish cutting all my sashing strips. That's part of the reason I broke this into part 2. I didn't want you guys to have to wait too long to see how to make these, although probably some of you have already made them and are done. Okay, so now we're just going to join these rows together. I'm going to flip that on top of there. Sew this together. I cut out some of my sashing strips, but not all of them yet. So I will finish doing that. And also get the small inner border, which is the 1.5 by width of fabric strips, cut. And then I'll come back and show you that part of the quilt. And then in about a week here, we should get the final put together. So I'm really excited about that. Now these are really bulky, so I think I'm going to press this open. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. Okay. Lots of seams coming together there, so pretty bulky. Okay. And we have a cornerstone block. Okay. And here's another one. I've got a few made. I need to go make a few more, so I'm going to go do that, finish those, and come back and show you everything up on my design board that I have so far. Well, thank you for sewing along with me and for being patient and waiting for my video. If you did, if not, and you went ahead and sewed, I'm so happy for you. I hope you got all these done. I know there's a million pieces and a lot of blocks. I have finished all of mine now. I did the one on camera with you guys, and then I finished them all. And here I am filming with them all done, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And where did I put them all? Here they are. And I will show you. There's a great big old pile of them. But look how cute they are. This is so cute. These twirling, swirling blocks. Twirling sashing posts, I guess was what they're called. But some big sashing posts. Okay, so now that I'm done with all of these, I need to go finish cutting my sashing fabric. So the sashing fabric are these 4.5 by 10.5 inch strips. There's 60 of them we have to cut, and I have, I think, about 20 cut, so I need to go cut the rest. Like I said, I'm a slow cutter, so I wanted to get those blocks done, cut and sewing, so you guys can get sewing on those if you're sewing along with me. So I need to finish cutting the sashing strips, and then the inner small border, that's these 1.5 inch strips. I have 4 of these cut. I need to cut 4 more because there's 8 of those. So I'm gonna finish that, and hopefully in the next day or 2 after you see this video, I will have the second part up. I won't abandon you, I promise. All I'm going to do in the next one is show you how and explain how I'm going to sew this all together, explain how I put my sashing strips in to get my blocks lined up, and put those posts in, and then this small border. Then about a week from now, we should be getting the last set of instructions to do the final border and put together, which I'm so excited for. I cannot wait to finish this quilt. It's so beautiful. I think it's just going to be an amazing Christmas quilt that we're going to cherish going forward. And I really appreciate all of you sewing with me all this time. And like I said, coming up in December, I will be sewing on my channel the little zipper pouch and the table runner that we're sewing with this whole group. If you remember all the way back from when we started, those were 2 kind of bonus projects that were included. And so I'm really, really excited to work on those. It's really nice to have small projects after you've done like one big giant project. And this is going to be a really good size quilt. So as you can see, it's taking up most of my design board, and the borders and the sashing's not even on it yet. So I have a feeling when I come back to show you, you're probably not even going to be able to see the whole quilt on my board because it's just, I'm going to run out of space. But I will show you as much of it as I can, and I will explain how I put everything together. So that's it for today. Good luck sewing all these blocks, these 36. I'm glad I got them all done though, and they are super, super cute. They look like little peppermints or something. So can't wait to get this together, and I will see you guys really soon. Take care and have a great week. Bye.